Veronica smile and a high heel pace. She's got the mic and a sharp-edged tongue, living out loud while the night is young. She doesn't care for the rules they make. She's got a reputation she's proud to stake. Independent rings and the blood on the mat. She's the queen of the booth, and that is that. Opinionated and she's dressed to kill. If the drama won't find her, then she surely will. They are the Sloanes, the mother and the soul. Two different worlds under one control. One is the fire, one is the light. Together they're winning the toughest fight. They hear the whispers and they feel the hate, but they don't believe in a predetermined fate. You haven't seen anything, no, not yet. They're the safest bet and the biggest threat. Then comes Tori with the calming hand, keeping the peace in a lawless land. She's the sugar to the salt, she's a steady heart, pulling her mother back before the fires start. She sees the comments and the trolls online, but she keeps her head up and her spirit fine. Host of the show where the indies bloom, she clears the air in a crowded room, protecting the legacy, guarding the name, while Veronica's busy fanning the flame.
They tried to silence me. They tried to intimidate and extort me. But what they didn't realize is I don't give a fuck about none of that. And I'm gonna talk about everything that they don't want me to talk about. More raw, more attitude, more unsanctioned. New season of Pinfalls and Pixels coming soon. The Dark Era.
They are the Sloanes, the mother and the soul. Two different worlds under one control. One is the fire, one is the light. Together they're winning the toughest fight. They hear the whispers and they feel the hate, but they don't believe in a predetermined fate. You haven't seen anything, no, not yet. They're the safest bet and the biggest threat. And the biggest threat. Perseverance is the blood in their veins. They're pulling the triggers and holding the reins. Unstoppable force in a world full of noise. They're breaking the glass while they're making the choice to rise above every lie that was told, turning the bitterness into pure gold. They are the Sloanes, the mother and the soul. Two different worlds under one control. One is a fire, one is the light. Together they're winning the toughest fight. They hear the whispers and then they feel the hate, but they don't believe in a predetermined fate. You haven't seen anything, no, not yet. They're the safest bet and the biggest threat. And the biggest threat. She walks in with a predator's grace, Veronica smile and a high heel pace. She's got the mic and a sharp-edged tongue, living out loud while the night is young. She doesn't care for the rules they make. She's got a reputation she's proud to stake. Independent rings and the blood on the mat. She's the queen of the booth, and that is that. Opinionated and she's dressed to kill. If the drama won't find her, then she surely will. They are the Sloanes, the mother and the soul. Two different worlds under one control. One is the fire, one is the light. Together they're winning the toughest fight. They hear the whispers and they
They tried to silence me. They tried to intimidate and extort me. But what they didn't realize is I don't give a fuck about none of that. And I'm gonna talk about everything that they don't want me to talk about. More raw, more attitude, more unsanctioned. New season of Pinfalls and Pixels coming soon. The Dark Era.
They are the Sloanes, the mother and the soul. Two different worlds under one control. One is the fire, one is the light. Together they're winning the toughest fight. They hear the whispers and they feel the hate, but they don't believe in a predetermined fate. You haven't seen anything, no, not yet. They're the safest bet and the biggest threat. And the biggest threat. Perseverance is the blood in their veins. They're pulling the triggers and holding the reins. Unstoppable force in a world full of noise. They're breaking the glass while they're making the choice to rise above every lie that was told, turning the bitterness into pure gold. They are the Sloanes, the mother and the soul. Two different worlds under one control. One is the fire, one is the light. Together they're winning the toughest fight. They hear the whispers and then they feel the hate, but they don't believe in a predetermined fate. You haven't seen anything, no, not yet. They're the safest bet and the biggest threat. And the biggest threat.
Again, you didn't catch anything.
No, not with this one. Like I said, this one I feel like kind of gets the pass. You know, it's not as easy to catch.
It's not. Not at all. So let's get going here. Hey, everybody, and welcome into the Ringside Rivalries studio. We are Veronica.
And Tori Sloan.
That's right. And we are here for another episode of Ringside Rivalries Presents Slam Stories, the show that introduced us into the world of podcasting. And we've got a lot to talk about because not only are we going out and touching base on our international roots, but we're going to talk about some. I'm trying to think of a. Because what is this? This is PG-13. Okay, this is hard.
Okay, you can do this. Okay,
I can do this. I can do this.
Focus.
Because we're
Channel.
also going to
Channel.
talk about some BS that took place over in Atmore, Alabama. Because what the ever love? How many do I get? Do I get one? Do I get one?
I think it's only one. So
Fine.
do you
What
wanna
the
use it?
ever loving fuck? Okay.
I thought she would save it for later on in the discussion, but she
No,
didn't.
I'm not saving it for anything.
Okay.
So for those of you who tuned into our show last week, our live exclusives, where we were hyping up a retirement match, if you missed it, which I'm sure it was easily done because I don't give a shit what they said, they didn't live broadcast it because I think they realized what a piece of crap it was going to be. So they didn't put it out there. But I'm going to tell you where you can find the footage. And if you didn't watch the footage, you should. Because as my friend Mario Mancini said, it was an abomination. And I feel so sorry. So sorry. for even allowing such an individual on my screen. But how are you guys doing? Tori, how are you?
I'm doing great. I love listening to the little rant. I got my cup of coffee ready for when this takes place in a minute.
Well, I have my
is-
water, which is doing shit for me.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
It
sorry.
happens.
That's all I can
But so
say.
here's an open forum. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this out there. For those of you that did go out to the Bishop or Dr. John Small's page to watch this shit. You know, I don't discourage people from coming on my show. But there are two types of individuals that I will absolutely always discourage from coming on my show. And those people are ones who are not kind-hearted, genuinely, and those who talk themselves up to be bigger than what they ever could be. Because other than that, I don't like being a bitch. I really don't. I know it comes to me naturally, but you really have to invoke that side of me. And let me tell you something. This MFer did.
There you go. You heard her.
For those of you that missed it, it was a retirement match between the Bishop, Dr. John Small, who was supposed to go in and do this final match with, what did he call himself? The Black Sheep? Yeah, probably the Black Sheep, because you're a nobody, which I exposed on my show. Danny Rowland. And this is my problem that I have. I wouldn't care how the match ended if I didn't have a personal phone conversation with Danny Rowland himself, where he had the audacity to tell me that he was doing this match because he wanted to do good for somebody who was up and coming in the industry, and he wanted to make him look good. But here's the thing. If you're going to go ahead and put yourself forward as doing good for somebody else in the industry, you need to be good yourself. And I already exposed you for fabricating your legacy, or should I say lack thereof, in the wrestling industry. But then I discovered that you were basically going to business for yourself. You were playing wrestler is what you were doing. So I watched the footage that was recorded. And I wanted to puke the entire time. Mario Mancini told me that the whole entire thing was going to be a joke. And I think he quoted that it was going to be an abomination of a match. And I told him that could very well be. But you know me, I'm ready to let stuff uncover itself for what it is. But folks, let me tell you something. This was probably the most repulsive thing I've ever seen since entering back into this industry. And I reside in Southern Illinois, and there's some shit out here. Let me tell you, I have seen some out of shape MFers, because I can't swear too much, because she went ahead and slapped me with a PG-13 rating.
I did.
Hello, Jim. But okay, I get it. If you want to put on a show, if you want to go out there and play a wrestler, go ahead and do it. But don't you dare call me on the telephone and tell me you're doing somebody else a favor. Not only did this guy go in for a retirement match, which he didn't even execute at all at the end, the way a retirement match should be.
Okay, how can you go ahead and put forth into doing a retirement match? And once again, I mean, run out of energy to properly end.
Oh my God, I swear this man fought for 3 minutes and was on the side of the ring and was winded. And now I get it. Okay, so here, first of all, he didn't even put his opponent over. This guy won his retirement match. Now, trust me, I know that happens, but we also know how retirement matches are supposed to go. But no, not this guy. This guy wanted to go out with a legacy like Sting did when he won his retirement match over Darby Allin. Like Trish Stratus. Oh, God, that bitch is hot. did when she won over Lita, okay, for her retirement match. But here, and I'm not trying, you know what? I hate dogging anybody because trust me, like I said, I've seen some independent wrestling here in Illinois, closer to Missouri, and I have seen some out of shape wrestlers go in a ring and play wrestler. So I think it is hilarious when somebody like Danny Rowland wants to contact me and be like, oh, well, I'm doing this guy a favor. Yes, I understand that the Bishop has undergone some scrutiny. He came in, he's not fit like many others. Yes, he's older and all this stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Come to Southern Illinois and you're gonna see some people who need to just go home and keep eating their Cheeto Puffs while they watch Forensic Files, okay? But don't lie about it. And he almost saved it. He almost saved it because they did have this wrestler come in who was more fit. And I'm thinking, okay, fine. So you wanted to go ahead and you wanted to make the Bishop look good, even though, you know, we're watching this match now. And I see now why you chose the Bishop is because, number one, you're more out of shape than he is. Watching you two throw each other against the ropes was like watching it in slow-mo. Like if the match wasn't already excruciating enough, let's slow the shit down so I have to endure this longer than what I really want to, right? But then you went ahead and decided to have others play wrestler with you for what? The sake of your family? Why don't you just say, look, I'm running this car show. I'm going to throw a ring in the center of it and I'm going to get out there and act like I'm somebody when you're not. Because I would have had a little more appreciation for you than that. But like, again, I see why you picked the Bishop. He's green. He's learning what it takes as best as he can in the years that he has left. But in the end, sir, he made you look bad. No, and Bishop, I love you to pieces, but you look like shit in the ring too. Okay? It was just, the psychology behind the entire match was horrible. And I'm pissed off at the both of you for coming up on my show, acting like we had something to look at, because we sure as shit did not. But I blame Danny Rowland. Because not only did this guy not put over the competitor who he thought he was going to make look worse than himself, he then had his cousin interrupt at a time that nobody is ever going to believe it, ever. So they had this fit guy come in who actually looked like a wrestler, and he was going to disrupt the match. So not only, from my understanding, did the cousin of Danny Rowland fuck up the time. Oh, I said it again. But he fucked up the timing, said it 3 times. Whatever, change the rating. This is my show. Uh-huh. Not only did he mess up the timing, but we're supposed to believe that that motherfucker can take out someone that looks like that. Why did you even bother to come on my show knowing that you were going to be a laughing stock? Did you think that I wasn't the bitch that everybody says I am and that I wasn't going to call you out on it? And not that I'm trying to deter people from coming on my show. But again, like I said, don't come on my show if you're a piece of shit individual and you don't want me to expose you, because I will say to your face what you say about everybody backstage behind their backs. And do not tell me you are more than what you are, because first of all, you're not impressing me. I don't give a shit what you think you did in the past. I care about what you're doing now.
I don't know. I feel like what really did it for me was the fact that they couldn't get past the starting moves. You know,
what do you mean? Before he was standing like on the side of the fucking ring? I mean, I'm a fat bitch too, but I can go longer than that.
Let's face it.
You want to see me ride a motherfucker?
Literally, for example, when you are watching these matches, it doesn't matter if it's independent or mainstream. There is different psychology and there's different steps to the build-up. They stayed on that basic. We were doing like grapples. We were doing just collar
slow motion.
Exactly. Like, that's what did it for me. I'm like, even John luckily was in our chat saying, I can admit I looked bad. But
Yeah,
I gave
but
my best.
you were
Just
set
because
up.
of what you were handed with, John. Look what you were handed with. To work with.
But no, but that's just it. If there's anything, trust me, the bishop goes under a lot of fire. He does, and it's unnecessary. It is so unnecessary because they hit him things for being out of shape. They hit him for being old. When the same time I can go to Albion or Crossville and see some other fat dude get up in the ring and just throw his blubber around and be unimpressive, or I can watch a 60-year-old man Pondo who can't even execute a single wrestling move, but hey, he can cut himself, so he's a legend. All right, so whatever. Shut up. Quit talking shit about people. Quit trying to think that you're better than somebody else and that you're doing somebody a favor when you aren't helping anybody. That is the shit that pisses me off. And that's what has me in a bad mood tonight, folks. Because I don't care. The one thing about my show is I will put anybody and everybody on it who is in at any stage of their career because I think they should be uplifted. But what I hate is somebody who's going to go ahead and trash talk somebody else behind their back and they decide that they're going to put on a show. Well, trust me, I'm going to wreck your fantasy because I don't give a shit about your feelings. And I also don't give a shit about my neighbor who just rolled up with their loud ass music. Did you hear that shit?
I'm pretty sure it's the one
I know
behind us because I heard her when she pulled in. I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch!" But she instantly left.
But go on, chat, chime in. Am I wrong? Am I being too harsh? Am I being a bitch? Let me know what you think.
Let me get to chat because chat has been blown up since before we even got a chance to say hi. Welcome to the Ringside Rivalries studio. So. Before we even get going, we had a bunch of our lovely fans joining us in this evening. Eric MacArthur, of course, being the early bird that he is. Hi, sexy ladies. I'm ready for this live stream. I'm all prepared. This is going to be very awesome. Him just giving his love. You know, you ladies keep me entertained with everything you bring to these live streams. I'm grateful for you, Veronica and Tori. So it's all of his big love towards us. Let's see. Then we had, as I told you earlier on, Dr. John Small, aka the Bishop, joined us saying hello, ladies. And then I caught up and chatted into what he had said when we were talking about his match and how he came in. I love that Eric had said this is hard because of the PG-13 rating. We had some more familiar faces joining in our chat. Like, for example, Jacob Wells is in our chat saying, hey, my loves.
Always good to see you, Mr. Wells.
And then whenever you were building up and gearing up, he had said, you are that bitch and you will always be that bitch. I love you so much. Then we all said, you know, Eric had then said, very well said, Veronica, you are never wrong. Keep being who you are. You are right on everything that you said. And then, as we saw earlier, Jimmy Harris Sr. joined us in chat saying, evening, ladies. Welcome in. Our Doug came in here as well. Good evening, gorgeous ladies. We have JP Smooth in our chat, Smooth in the house, dropping in saying hello, ladies.
Always love seeing my pops. How you doing, Daddy?
Coming right on in. Eric saying, I love the savage Veronica. I hate neighbors too, Veronica, especially when they be bumping the music the way that she does every time she pulls in.
Damn, white girl, what's she doing?
For real,
right,
it's crazy. Eric saying, you're not harsh, you're awesome. Dr. John Small says, brutally honest. Jared Palamo is joining us in saying, y'all are live. Hell yeah, we are live. Saying, love from Chicago. I'm a pro wrestler. Well, welcome in.
Hello. Lots of love to you for being a pro wrestler and lots of extra love because I'm from Chicago as well, which is probably where I get my attitude from.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Walter Provato joining us. This is a Tell It Is show. I enjoy it. Veronica, you are very beautiful. Let's see, Eric. Yes, I am the early bird #1. You are, but we love to see it. JP Smooth is in here just saying, I'm getting better by the month. No more hospital visits.
That's what I love to hear.
That's amazing. Doug says, speaking the truth, baby girl. And then our Anthony is actually just joining us just now saying, hey, ladies, sounds like the match really was a bad mark on wrestling business.
It was a joke. It was a bunch of people getting up in there, playing wrestler. And I mean, what else are you gonna do? Let's go ahead and throw a car show and let's put up a ring and let's go ahead and act like I'm somebody that I'm not. Let me tell you something, Dan and Roland. Mainstream knew exactly what they were doing when they never signed your ass. Trust me. They knew exactly what they were doing. And just like Mario Mancini and I proved, you were nothing, never will be anything. You should have officially retired, but it's my understanding you were too winded to even get back in the ring to take those boots off. So you didn't. So don't do it again. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody will give a shit. And I'll make sure that if you do try that crap again, I'm watching and we're going to expose it because that was a fucking joke. That's right. I said the F word again. It's my show. I'll do what I want. Next.
Very good. No, nothing. We're caught up here. Let's everybody stay on it. Now, what do we say that we spin it to Pakistan?
Let's spin something a little more positive because my poor Kovu is sitting backstage. It is like, what time is it now? It's probably like 7:30 in the morning over in Pakistan, and they are getting ready and gearing up for Ruthless Aggression, REW's next event, which is taking place within hours. So if you're not familiar with Revolution Eastern Wrestling, you really haven't been paying attention because it is something that we have been talking about sporadically. Go ahead and let's talk about what Dr. John wants to talk about really fast, and then we're going to bring our handsome Pakistani on.
Absolutely. So let's see. Dr. John Small said, sometimes people can't handle negative thoughts when it makes them look bad. I, on the other hand, grow from constructive criticism. So he's just being straight up with it, that it doesn't matter. You can
And trust
on
me, there's a lot of people here in the United States that can't stand for that shit, which is why a lot of people don't like me, and which is another reason why I don't really give a shit. Because like I said, you don't like me because I'm going to say to your face what you say about everybody else behind their backs and backstage, and that's fine with me. I have no room on this show for pussies. So if that's exactly what you are, it is my suggestion that you stay far away from me.
Touche. And I love that now we have Jabari in here going,
Yeah, go there and humph all you want with your Spider-Man loving ass.
There you go. You should have known she was going to bring that up, Ari.
Let me, Bari. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get over to Pakistan because we have a very busy gentleman who is sitting backstage and he's gearing up for Ruthless Aggression. And I want to know more about it because we have the vacancy of a belt because it's been retired. We have a new belt and he's going to tell us about it all. So Kovu Brandon, get on up here and calm me down.
Let's scoot on over and let's bring gentlemen on.
Hello.
And there he is. And I apologize, Kovu, but you know how I get.
Yes, exactly. First of all, thank you to the beautiful ladies for inviting me. And Veronica is already the boss, the president of RAW.
It is an absolute pleasure to finally have you on my screen. And yes, I am so very, very proud of REW and all that you all are doing, which is why I cannot be more excited to have you finally here with me to talk about what is going down. So let's talk about it. You're gearing up for Ruthless Aggression. We have a new belt. Tell us all about it because, like, I don't know anything about it, right?
Yeah, sure, boss. Let me tell you everything. Actually, in our previous event, which was known as WrestleMania 5, the fifth version of WrestleMania, our former champion Musa Hassan Kamani was about to defend the championship against the battle number winner Danny. But unfortunately, in the match where Danny got injured, and the match had to stop. And after that, the champion had to leave the belt, and Musa is now moved to Sweden. Now there is no champion, there is no challenger. Then the RW officials decided to reinvent the belt, and today at RW Ruthless Aggression event, which is going to be held almost very far from the event. Even I'm getting ready. Even I'm on my way to the event.
I was going to say, he is literally in motion, folks. He is doing exactly what I need him to do. And he is on his way to get this party started. There is so much
Yes,
happening with
this
REW.
is
There's so much that has already happened
this is
with
where I'm moving.
REW.
Yes. So today it is going to be a gauntlet match between six wrestlers, and the winner of the gauntlet match will be the new REW World Heavyweight Champion.
That's right. We are going to have an all new world heavyweight champion for REW, and it is a beautiful belt. If you have not seen the new belt, you need to make sure that you are following REW on Facebook as well as Instagram. And you're going to need to keep up with this because this is a new legacy. This is a whole new story that is about to break free. And REW is growing momentously with every event, with every month that passes. But I know I personally am looking forward to December, as I know you are too. Are you not, Kovu?
Yes, exactly. I'm so much excited because in December we are planning to come to US for more wrestling matches with the American wrestlers. And as you know, my dream opponent, I want to face John Moxley in a death match, in a blood match with John Moxley.
That's right, folks. We have REW over in Pakistan and in all the Asian territories, but we do have the up and coming REW America. And that is what I am so excited for because REW was here back around 2020. And you had a visit with AEW. Let's talk about our history with AEW a little bit, shall we? Who was the last woman to hold one of our titles, Kovu?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, there was a wrestler, Sammy Guevara, who was working with REW in the start of REW days. And we had REW Pakistan Championship, which was held by Sammy Guevara and multiple wrestlers backstage there. And the belt was in the 24/7 rule. And the legends like Dean Malenko and Orange Cassidy and Joy Janela held that title. And in the end, Dr. Britt Baker was the final one to head the title.
That's right. And it's just a legacy that is going to continue. It has been many years since REW has been here in the States. And with the return of REW, I mean, it's not only just a return, but we're coming back to the States to stay, are we not, Kovu?
Yes, exactly. We are coming to states as well. And IW is growing multiple and very fast. And I'm sure under your presidency, IW will be do more but much better.
So that's it. I mean, if there are any promoters, if there are any wrestlers, anyone who thinks that they can take on my boys from REW, we want to hear about it because not only do we have beautiful new titles that are making their debuts, but there is so much more history to be made. And I am just curious as to how many American wrestlers think they can take my guys on. Do you think that they could actually hold our belts, Kovu?
Yes, exactly. After starting REW in US, I think we will have to launch REW United States Championship as well.
It's just the beginning. This is something that I think, Kovu, we've been working on for maybe a year and a half.
Exactly.
And then to be able to secure names like John Moxley and whatnot, it's big. It's big. So this is something that we are just now really bringing onto our show as the Sloanes to introduce to you. But this isn't going to be the last of it. Kovu and I, we speak frequently. We have a lot of things going on. We have more shows coming on where we're actually going to have a panel of our wrestlers so that they can not only bring us up to speed of what exactly is going to be taking place with our current titles, but what our hopes are once REW America really gets here and kicks off. Because there's big dreams to be had. And what I want to know, Kovu, from you, talking one-on-one, boss lady to my main man, what are you most excited about in December when you are finally here in the States with me?
First of all, I'm very much excited to meet the boss, Veronica, our president, and also excited to meet the beautiful Tori.
It
After
is.
that, I'm too much excited to face John Moxley because I've been building up a lot to face that guy. John Moxley is my one of the favorite wrestlers these days, but his wrestling genre, his blood matches and death matches, it makes me too much excited. And I'm building myself as well as a blood wrestler here in Pakistan. And I'm too much excited to face wrestlers like John Moxley and one of my idols, Drew McIntyre. I mostly try to copy Drew McIntyre's wrestling.
Well, and this is the dream that not only coming back to America to stay, but to be able to face somebody like John Moxley is something that has me over the moon. So excited for you because I know you
And I
have
would like
worked.
to, even if John Moxley is watching your show, I would like to tell him that I will be the one who will defeat him.
Oh,
Hmm.
and you know what? I got to stand by my main man. I'm going to stand 100% by you. Not only can I see you coming here and impressing all of those who you fight in front of, but you're going to do exactly what you promised. I have watched you conquer competitor after competitor over there in Pakistan. And I know that when we finally get you here, along with our other wrestlers, that you're not going to let me down. I knew when I picked my main guy, Kovu, I know he's having a little bit of signal issues. There he is. I knew
Yes,
when I
actually,
picked my
I'm
main
on
man,
the way.
Kovu, that he was not going to let us down.
Actually, I'm traveling. This is why I'm having a little signal issue.
And I knew that that was going to be a battle that we were going to have. And that's something that I'm not upset about whatsoever because you are out there, you are doing your job, you know exactly what needs to be done. And we're not going to keep a lot of your time, but you know, it has been so important to me to be able to get you on here and introduce you to the viewers because now's the time. Now is the time to start building the momentum, letting everybody know that we are coming because we are. And I'm going to take just a quick break because I see some things popping up chat. So we're going to let Miss Tori go ahead and talk to our viewers for just a second and see what they have to say, Kovu.
Yes, from the moment that the Kovu Brandon stepped onto the stage and everybody was just in awe and was super excited to see them coming on the show. You know, like Eric MacArthur, hi Kovu Brandon. You know, I made sure that I followed you on Facebook. You look like such an awesome dude. I support you a lot, Kovu. We've got people like Doug saying, "What up, Kovu?" We've actually got Walter Provato asking questions. Will there be a storyline to build up on? Absolutely. You can, first of all, if you already want to be caught up with all storylines for the Kovu Brandon and REW, all you have to do is make sure that you're following both, once again, Kovu Brandon and REW on all social medias because there is storylines all there. But even when they come over, and I want to call it more or less a takeover, the REW takeover of the United States. Of course there will be because you're going to be able to see them with the progress and with the overall takeover, over to say it all. So of course there will be, Walter Provato. You just make sure that you are following all those social medias and keeping up with it because absolutely there will be.
You didn't think I was actually going to bring my boys over here and not bring you a story, right?
Stories are what it's all about. What do you mean?
And Kovu and I have been working on our plan once we get here. And I do need you all to stay very close in tune with both REW, the Sloanes, and of course myself, Veronica Sloane, as I am the CEO and president of REW, for those of you who do not know. And I've got an announcement coming soon. In fact, we've been working on a video that will outline it all. And I'm very excited to drop that and let you all know exactly what is going to be take place more specifically on the last half of this year. But I did not mean to interrupt you, but I am so excited to be this close to having my main man here on the United States soil back with me exactly where he belongs. And yeah, there's nothing more I can say about it besides that I can't wait till he towers over me, which is why I can't wait to be standing next to him on that entrance ramp, because this is a man even my heels I gotta look up to. He is a monster. He is a beast. And
see the question I was going to spin to you two.
I was going to say, you American wrestlers need to look out.
There you go. Yeah. See, especially, and then, I mean, you see how Kovu is. Now imagine the handful of guys that you guys select to come over to America. I mean, there's no telling how it's going to be. I love it. Walter Bravado was in here saying that the new clash will happen. That is for sure. You're going to see new mix-ups so much because, I mean, listen to the way that Veronica and the Kovu have planned. There is no telling. And I love that the chat is making sure that they're going to follow both. You know, they're going to get on there. They're going to get to Kovu. They're going to get over there. They're going to hurry up and get REW because you guys are already missing stuff. You can ask Veronica and I. We, whenever we always are getting involved with this, we will binge watch, and we're always up to date. And if you guys need to sit down and catch up, you should. Their YouTube channel is phenomenal for that.
Yes. If you are not already subscribed to them, you need to do so on YouTube, and you need to get caught up, because if not, you're going to be very lost when they come here and the takeover. Okay, forget it. It's not a takeover. It's a domination. Is it not, Kovu? Are we not going to dominate the minute my boys plant their feet on U.S. soil?
Once Kovu and Veronica meet, then we are going to dominate the whole industry.
That's it. You all want to know a power couple? This is it. Isn't that right, Kovu?
Yes, we are going to be a power couple.
I mean, it sounds like you do like some massive plans.
Oh, we do.
So I cannot wait. And I know these viewers cannot wait. I know any talent looking on this and promotions are probably sitting here wondering what REW America is going to happen and what this is going to entail of, because I know I'm excited, I know they are, and I'm like, do we get a sneak peek at all, you two? Can we know a little bit of like how massive this force is going to be? Like, do we get any look into it, Kovu, Veronica?
No, Kovu. I don't think we should tell them everything, but
we have to leave some surprise.
Oh, okay.
I think we want to keep you in suspense, because if we spoil too much, it gives these American wrestlers too much to prepare for. And even though I personally don't believe that anybody could prepare for my boys, I'm not even going to let you believe for 1 second that you can. But what I do want to know is who out there already wrestling on American soil, who thinks they can take on my champions? Who thinks they can hold an REW belt? Because I've got the best of the best, which is why I left America and I'm bringing them overseas, because I know they sure as shit ain't here now, but I'm going to make sure that they're here come December. But before we get to December, let's talk about what's happening here in a matter of hours. Ruthless Aggression, run us down. What are some of the matches that we're going to be able to find on YouTube now that all my viewers are hyped up to know exactly what REW is about? What's happening within the next couple hours, Kovu?
In next couple of hours, I'm going to compete in a slobber knockout match or a gauntlet match for the new REW World Heavyweight Championship. And let's see what happens because it is the same title. In the lineage, I held this title for 1120 days for almost 3 years. Now I'm looking forward for the next one.
And that's just it, which is exactly why I know the perfect man is in charge, because not only is he living in the moment to make sure everything is executed the way that it should be, he is already thinking on to the next. And that is exactly what somebody who is going to make it and make something of it does. And I'm telling you all, if your sights are not set on REW yet, you are going to be in for one hell of a surprise when we arrive, because the momentum is
I
building.
almost
Yes,
I know
Kovu.
the location now.
Oh my goodness. Well, I personally can't wait to hear the report after the event is done. I'm ready to hear all about everything that has gone through, like I hope it does. And we're going to actually meet back. I'm going to be in your inbox and I'm going to have you return so that we can kind of do a little bit of a post match parlor, what we used to do, what we usually do. And we're going to report everything that happened. And then we're going to remind everyone where they can watch it, because we're going to hype it up. We're going to let them see that okay, you want a sneak peek about what's going to come here to America? Well, we're going to bring it to them. And I'm going to wish you all the best of luck. I know that this event is going to be killer, just like every other REW event has been. You have never let me down thus far. I don't expect you to do it today, but just know that I want you all to focus. I want you all to put on a hell of a show like I know you can, and make me proud. No one else can make me as proud as you, but I go out
If
there
I
and
won the
deliver.
belt, if I won the belt, the victory will be yours.
Oh, well, you are all so very dear. Please give all of them my love and support. Let them know that I'm so very proud of you all. And I'm expecting to see you in my inbox as soon as this event is over, Kovu. I know my viewers are desperately waiting to see what's about to happen, and especially in the months to come.
Yes. I hope I come there as your world champion.
Well, I will be looking forward to that message. You safe travels. I know you're on the way. I know you have a lot going on, so I'm going to let you get to it. And I'll talk to you after the event, hon.
Yeah, sure. Let me show you the setup now. I reached the location.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, Kovu.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Oh, I love that man so much. And I know it's a little hard to understand, especially with him having to travel, but the fact that I was able to pull him in right before this event, you guys have no idea how hard this was.
Talk about some perfect timing though, especially as they're gearing up for this event here. And I mean, if I know you guys, some of you are just now starting to follow, but some of these venues that they go out and they set up, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. So once again, when you guys go and you guys are making sure you're following all of these channels and all of these social medias, you guys will see what we're talking about. Because
that's just it. And when it comes to the different events that we come here and see at whether it's anywhere in the United States, we really don't do shit when it comes to putting on an event, do we, Tori?
Nothing like you have seen out of country people do, because they really think outside the box. I mean,
They do.
look, for example, one of the ones of the events that I'm referring to, I don't remember the name, but it was an outside venue, and they took the time, and I mean, they had beautiful setups and decor and all advertisement opportunities.
It was New Year Haven. It was the New Year Haven that
Oh
we
my
did.
goodness.
And let me
Beautiful.
tell you something. It was I accredit 100% our sponsor for the event, the banquet. Which I mean, yes, banquets. They go all out when it comes to these events because that is how much they appreciate what these individuals do. Which I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little scared when my guys come here to America because they have these big dreams, right? Because that's what people do. They come to America to fulfill their big dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you something. There are some American wrestlers that I wish would go there.
Go
and
out of
actually
country.
experience what some of these events are. And like I said, go out there and take a look at it. And maybe you all can learn something because the Kovu isn't the only international wrestler that I work with. And recently I had a conversation with another gentleman who travels internationally in order to do his wrestling. And he said to me that he was done with United States wrestling. Between the toxicity that exists backstage and amongst other talent, which you and I have exposed throughout the 2 years that we've done this.
I see that.
Leaving the country has made them appreciate what wrestling could be and should be.
I can see that 100%.
And I'm curious to learn more about that because I want to know, and those of you watching in chat, you can tell me what you believe the best things and the worst things are, because this is an open forum, which I said was going to happen because I knew we couldn't take a lot of time of our guest because he's out there doing what I need him to do. But knowing that there are wrestlers who have come to America, worked here, and said, "Oh no, this is not." This isn't worldwide. This isn't what is done everywhere else. How does that make you feel? Now, I know that there are a lot of wrestlers out there who have seen the good and the bad. But what I want to know, for those of you that are in the industry and that may be watching, and even if you're not watching live, if you watch the replay, go ahead and comment below because we're always watching. What would you change in this industry? That's what I want to know.
That's a really great question.
Because there's a time or two that I've even said to Tori, knowing that I have these gentlemen who are just so proud of coming overseas and coming here to fight in America. And I'm almost embarrassed to put them in some of these promotions. I'm almost embarrassed to put them in front of some of the individuals, because the other thing, the gentleman who told me who he was pretty much done with the States and when it came to wrestling, and this really resonated with me, is here in America, as long as you have the guts and the willingness to do so, you don't need talent, you'll get booked. And now that I step back and I think of those words and I think about some of the shows that I've watched, and I think about some of the way promotions have progressed that we've seen, he's not wrong. So what is it that we can do better in the independent circuit here in the United States that wouldn't pose us to be such an embarrassment? And this doesn't go for all promotions, and this doesn't go for all wrestlers. But you and I both know that it goes for a vast majority, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Nobody? We got crickets here? Nobody wants to talk? I'm just going to be the only person that's going to be a bitch tonight?
Well,
I mean, I'm
we
used to
just
that.
have
That's
come in
fine. I
and
mean,
you
that's what I get
post
paid for.
Now that you've posed the question, I'm waiting to see them filter, and I love that I can see backstage the Kovu is at the venue, and
Is he
it's
there?
looking good. It's looking great. Seeing the different people already working around him. You know, they're
Oh, yeah, I
hustling. They're
knew it.
hustling. I love it. Let's see. Walter Bravado says, "Have you ever thought of going on Busted Open to promote?"
I have never even heard of that. So enlighten me. What is Busted Open and how do I get there?
What is that? Fill us in, Walter. Fill us in. That is your own side quest, Walter. We're gonna send you on your own little.
I'm giving you homework.
There you go. Exactly.
And let's even go ahead and go back to the subject that I was talking about before I got here. What is your opinion as a fan to go and watch a match and see somebody who goes into business for themselves and can't deliver? How disappointing is that? It's time, some people in the industry, not all, but some people in the industry want to go so hard on the fans and call them marks or this, that, and the other. Well, if it wasn't for those individuals, you wouldn't have anybody sitting there watching you. So
Well, that's
as
just
a
it.
fan, how do you feel that when someone goes out there and delivers poorly? Tori, I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was like, exactly that right there is the prime reason in which why it is being posed, especially the question that you just did to the fans and their opinions of people who act that way or the different promotions that treat that way. Because like you just said, yes, they like to go around and call people marks and fans and people who get a talent. Everybody's a fan. Why would you want to do this? Why would you be invested in watching it if you weren't a fan? So sure, Mark, go for it. But those people are the ones that are helping you get paid. Those are the people that are showing you your love and support as both that heel and that face. So without them, what are you? You're just someone who's playing wrestler, but with no one.
Yeah,
So
you're
that's why
somebody
this is
going
great.
out there. You're fighting in an empty auditorium. You might as well be in the Thunderdome during COVID.
Exactly. So show that little bit of respect to them. And that's why their opinions matter as much as anyone else's, if not
They do.
more.
All right, what's my
Let's see what
Douglas say?
Doug just Doug Law says, not as much floppy stuff. All the no selling, all the crying about having to lose, poor attitude and drama in the locker room.
Yeah. Well, and that's the funny thing. I honestly believe, and if there's any wrestler that's still watching, chime in on this. Do you all honestly believe that doesn't resonate out of the locker room so that the fan base can see it? Do you really believe that? Because that's not true. There's a lot of promotions that once they realized what Corey and I would report back, that they wanted to keep us out of the locker room. Kids, stay away. Don't work for them. Oh, if you work with them, you can't fight here. Do you really think that's going to stop us? You think people don't see through you? Well, then you're not very intelligent.
You're not using the right side of your brain.
No, not at all. Because it does. It shows. Drama shows.
Everyone's true colors will shine through. You just have to do your own actions.
Yeah.
You push forward and you showcase that, well, then you're showing everyone, everything they need to know.
And that's my hope. That's my hope with bringing individuals from REW over here. I am hoping that the wrestlers I allow to fight for my belts learn something from other cultures. Because there are a lot of you out there. You just aren't it. You think you are, but you're not. Sorry, jump into chat. I saw the pop-ups.
Yeah, no, you're cool. Go off. I love it. I love that. I'm loving the open discussion here that we've kind of spun over. We were just joined by our Super Ben X5 saying Ayo, hello, welcome
Hello
in.
and welcome.
Thank you. Eric, we're going to saying I show you ladies the love and support that you need. You deserve love from me. And then Walter Bravado came back with his homework. Busted Open is on satellite radio and is aired 7 days a week.
Really?
Okay. Thank you, first of all, for bringing that to our attention and then filling us in on that information.
Oh, it's absolutely something that I would love to look into, because it does need to be talked about more. Because maybe if it is spoken about openly, a lot of the shit might stop. It's not all going to stop, because let me tell you, not everybody is not everybody possesses the mindset to be a mature adult. I understand that. And there are a lot of individuals that are ego driven and they're not going to be able to look past going into business for themselves. I get that. But if we could actually spread the word amongst those that are going to listen, maybe there wouldn't be so much shit going on in the independent circuit that makes people go, oh no. Because even the most positive ones, I follow some of the most positive wrestlers out there, but every so often they're going to go ahead and they're going to put a post out there letting people know, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, so they're aware of it. Everybody's aware of the BS that takes place. But what are we going to do to correct it so that everybody gets a fair shot? So that not everybody is body shamed, not everybody is discriminated against because of their age. Okay, if you look at it, if you look at everybody across the board in the independent circuit, there is a flaw somewhere. Because why? Because we are human. But they are all out there doing the same thing. So who are you to open your goddamn mouth? Shut the fuck up.
Very true.
And I saw some shit in chat. So what's up?
They're just in there living the dream, living what they want to do with the time that they have, depending on any era that they are in. They are wanting to do it and capitalize on their time. So there's no reason for anyone to open their mouth and dog or procrastinate over them. Like, there's no reason for it, and it ranges from many people in the industry as well. It doesn't just strictly on just like one locker room. No, it is many throughout the entire atmosphere. We are now joined by Michelle Blaine saying hello, lovely ladies.
Hey there, Beth. Good to see you, love.
Hello. Doug Law said they need to realize it's not whether you win or lose. It's the story that you're telling to the fans. And if they want to see more of that story, you're working the fans.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, but not everybody's going to want to see the same song or dance. Okay, if you want to be bored by it, look at mainstream. They're getting rid of gimmick. Everybody's gimmick is the same. Everybody is this slim, built-up bodybuilder type wrestler. There's no character gimmicks out there hardly anymore. They're trying to get rid of those who bring the comedy into it, like Truth. Everything is becoming beige.
Exactly. Everyone's the same color palette.
So I know a lot of people look up to mainstream to think that is the ideology that should exist, but I'm telling you, times have changed and you need to go back. You need to go way back to when it was hot, even the golden era, into the attitude era. That is when there was something worth watching. If I want to watch the same old shit over and over again, which I don't, which is why I don't follow mainstream, think about why it's deteriorating and why no one wants to watch it. So why are you trying to bring that into the independent circuit? You all have a leg up. Not only do you have the accessibility to your fans, which everybody loves, people can afford it, so they go to it. So that doesn't mean you need to become beige like mainstream. You need to keep differentiating yourself from everything else, because remember, they're losing viewers. What are you going to do to keep them?
Exactly.
Being an asshole, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my opinion. What do you think?
I love it. I'm giving them a chance to answer. Exactly. That you couldn't have said it more perfectly, because why fall victim to exactly what's happening now? Especially if that is a point that you want to reach in your career, you're not going to stand out to people trying to look for you, or for you to try to make your standing point if you're like everyone else. If you don't
Yep.
put the work in, you don't put the dedication and try to stand out and be different and make different points proven, and also show that you're not some toxic piece of trash, that's also not going to help you.
No, not at all.
It's very
And
straightforward.
don't come on podcasts such as mine talking shit about somebody or body shaming somebody, or like I said, going after their age because you think it makes you look good. If you don't want to fight somebody, don't fight them. But don't go ahead and badmouth somebody who is the same frame or has the same movements, and then go back to the one promotion out of two that'll go ahead and book you, and you fight some other person that's out of shape. You look like a fool.
Exactly.
And those individuals have been on my show.
It's not putting you, the person, in the best light. You need to attend to do better. And to not just step backwards.
I can't tell you how many people have come on my show and have had the audacity to say, I'm going to go ahead and I want to make whatever promotion I'm at better than what it was than how I found it. I have heard probably 6 or 7 people say it within the last 6 months. And it makes me want to puke. Because in the same voice, the same breath that you say that shit, you then talk crap about somebody else. So all you're doing is the same song and dance that every other pathetic promotion out there who's not going to make it or who's going to stand there at a standstill do. So unless you're actually going to put those words into motion, shut up. Nobody wants to hear you say it. Words are words. Put it in your actions. Are you brave enough to do that? We'll see.
I like that. Great way. And quite frankly, I feel like half the time, those set individuals should stop worrying about those places. Why not focus on yourself? It's not yours. And you're falling victim, so you're wasting your time. Instead of, leaving a place better than you found it, how about you step away as a better person than when you walked in?
Exactly. Why don't you walk away better than you are today?
Exactly. That's what I feel like it should be. I feel like so many of these people walk in with the wrong mindset.
They do.
You should be stepping forth and trying to grow yourself, better yourself, whether it's in ring, whether it's as a human being, whether it's just maybe you're not the best at promoting yourself. Gain, build. Maybe don't be such, meanies to, I'm trying to watch our PG-13, but I completely forgot it's PG-13 rating in the middle of these brands.
Yeah, well, it's probably MA now because,
We'll fix it later. How about that? But stop worrying about people around you. You need to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And not treat them. I mean, what is the saying? Treat people how you want to be treated. I feel like maybe not so many people have heard that in this industry either.
Oh, definitely not.
Because I feel like half of them wouldn't speak the way that they do. But
no, instead they want to get mad at individuals like us who will expose you for it. Remember, the only people that don't like me or like my show are ones that had something to expose. Because I'm as transparent as can be. And if you're going to do business with me, I expect you to be the same way. And if you can't handle that, stay away.
There you go. Exactly. Let me go ahead and catch up. I see some people came in with some responses. Let me go ahead and get those. Eric MacArthur said, the wrestling industry needs to be fair with their fans and give them what they want, like the Attitude Era, which was the best in that time of wrestling, but they need to be taking notes and see what they need to keep their fans coming. Exactly.
Yes.
You're losing your people. You're falling short. Let's see what Doug says. Doug says the promoter I work for feels the same way. He's opening RPW at the end of the year, which stands for Reboot Professional Wrestling. He's tired of the same old shit too. I like that. I like that a lot, actually, because that just shows he's trying to put initiative into it. He sees what goes around. I do believe it was that episode we were talking about, and where we were promoting the match we were talking about earlier. But I do believe a gentleman came in there, and he was having a wonderful discussion and talking about how, the amount of people that get so bum hurt, and they it hurts their feelings for the slightest thing. Where more people need to bring in that tougher, the one who it's like okay to joke around. It's okay if you don't win. It's okay if this happens. He was, I hate that I cannot remember his name, because it was one of our viewers, but he made a great point that kind of attitude is what needs to be brought back into the locker room nowadays, and how extremely rare it is to find it.
Not even in the industry, and I agree.
Exactly. Well, it's because we hear it, between the interviews and our close people that we talk with on our own personal levels. We hear the way that it happens. And if some people would just take the time and change their mindsets around, the industry would grow in better ways.
I think it could be a lot better than what it is. I think it would open up a lot of doors for a lot of people. I think there are a lot of learning opportunities would become apparent to others, but you've got to get rid of those closed minds. You've got to stop thinking that you're better than somebody else. You've got to quit fabricating who you were, who you thought you were. I don't even know anymore, but just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it wouldn't reflect so negatively, and these promotions wouldn't become stagnant, because that's exactly what's happening, especially here in Southern Illinois.
And you know what else they need to stop doing? The people who work backstage, behind the scenes, and different aspects like that, they need to They need to stop worrying about nitpicking others. You're not doing enough. You're not doing this and that. When themselves aren't putting in the work that they should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
They will take all the time to go ahead and call others out and make them feel like shit and break them down just for themselves. Don't even be putting in half the work, for example.
But just wait. 2 months down the line, they're going to pretend like they didn't say anything negative about that individual, and then they're going to go ahead and bring them onto their promotion because they need somebody. They need anybody.
Exactly.
So two-faced.
There's a lot of two-faced in there, exactly. Where they will be hippie hi-yo in your face, I support this, I'm here for you, this and this and this. But as soon as you walk away, you were never sure. And so much more.
That's right.
And here, I like what Eric just said. The industry needs to step up their game and stop being selfish and just give what the fans want, or they won't be interested in what the industry has to follow up with.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Eric.
And I hate that, because I love the fact that there are so many promotions that can exist, because that is more opportunity for the fans to see wrestling. That is more opportunity for wrestlers to work. That's more exposure to one another, like there should be, so that you're always constantly learning from one another. But everybody is so stuck in their own ways and being so nasty to each other until they need one another. And then once they need them, then of course, I never said that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Yes, you did. At least be man enough, have the balls to say that, yes, I said it.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Which limits the industry. And it's very sad, which is why I am 150% pro-international. And I do not blame my international friends, who wrestle internationally one bit for doing so, which me, every day I try to talk you out of from even trying to be in this industry, unless you're going to be anywhere but here. It's okay. I know I try to talk you out of it. You're smiling because it hasn't worked yet, but you never know. I may convince you to just put all this shit behind you. We'll see. What did Eric say?
We'll see. Oh, he was just saying thank you about how we were agreeing with his last point, and because what you said was yes, we loved what you said. That's why he was showing love. That
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I'm sure here from now, someone's going to be like, oh, you ain't going to believe what that bitch said. Yep, sure did. It'll be available on the replay if you don't believe it.
I was going to say, would you like the link so that you can watch it? Because
Maybe we'll make clips.
Yeah,
so that you can hear us say it again.
Here, Eric just said everyone is hiding behind a mask for a reason. They can't handle the truth. They can't handle that the truth always hurts to them. I say deal with it. The truth has to come out.
It does, which is exactly why the Sloanes are here, because that is something that we're going to make sure the truth always comes out. So like I said, if you can't handle it, stay away. But if you're a good, decent person that isn't here to swindle one person for the next, you're just here to do what you love, you're just here to promote the good that has to do with this industry, well, then you always have a place on my platform. And no, I won't attack you because I don't attack everybody.
No, I can name a
But
list
if you're
of
going to be an
people.
ass, I'm going to be one right back. Sorry.
Boom.
But if you're not already following REW, you definitely need to go ahead and do so. If you're not following the Kovu Brandon, you need to do so. I actually need to get off of here because I have an event that's about to kick off in Pakistan. And I need to get with my boys and make sure that all goes well. And, well, thank you, Eric. We love you so much. Thank you for those tuning in and allowing me to introduce you to a part of Veronica Sloane that a lot of you didn't know about. But there's a lot more to come, especially in the latter part of the year. So keep an eye on us. And we're going to be back tomorrow night because, I mean, who the hell else would we be if we weren't going live 3 days a week to taunt you all and be in your face? So you're going to want to be here tomorrow because we have an all new episode of the live exclusives with the Sloanes. And we're going to have, finally, we were able to go ahead and reschedule our Jackson Pride.
We were. Like, we kept trying to tell you guys, we are stacked. We got, we're finishing this week. And we're going to be hitting you next week with, once again, another stacked week. So you want to see a bunch of guests. You guys know where it's at. You want to make sure of the PG-13, the MA rating. You want to see Sloanes After Dark. You want to see Slam Stories, live exclusives. You never know what you are going to get with us.
And tomorrow and Friday it's TVMA, so I don't have to up and change the rating mid-show because I don't know why she even tries to bother to PG-13 me. Especially when I come up here pissed off.
What I should have done is I should have started the show with the MA. Then when Kovu came on, switched it to PG-13 and then switched it back when we were back on by ourselves. The little switcheroos.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. But you all watch me because I give it to you straight. And I'm going to keep giving it to you straight because, well, you deserve that. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. So join us tomorrow night. We're going to be back. Walter, we love you too. I saw that. And yeah, guys. Oh, wait, shout out to our sponsor. And shout out to Suds Media, who are we a proud member of that family. Like I said, if you guys haven't already followed Suds Media on all of their platforms, especially YouTube, you need to do so. You're missing some great episodes, especially that book Beyond Reality. And of course, to our sponsor, Mr. Kelly out of Chicago for Kelly Fitness. Again, you've been with us from the very beginning. You continue to support us in so many more ways than just in monetary ways. And we love you for it. And we couldn't ask for better supports. And that's it. We're going to let you go. I'm going to get off my soapbox. We love you too, Doug. And if I pissed you off, wonderful. Because that's what I like to do.
That's what happened. So yeah, everyone, you guys know you're going to see us soon. You're going to be making sure that you guys are joining us live on all those days and watching very closely.
That's right. Thank you, Bishop. I appreciate the kind words. We love coming on here and talking. Because yeah, that's what we're here. We're here to talk some motherfucking wrestling, and that's what we're gonna do: the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to hear it all, and we're gonna do that again probably tomorrow because I'm sure I'll find something else to spot off about. But we'll see you then. Because what, Tori? We'll do what? We'll
We'll see
see
you
you
soon.
soon.